Hey everybody, DeathsStalker here. Had a bit of sad news last week. If you've been following my channel, you know the last month or so ago I did a bunch of videos about other YouTube channels that I watch. And the one about cats, I was talking about Simon's cat and another one. But one of the ones I liked that I was talking about was this a channel by a guy named Steve Cash. And it was called Talking Kitty Cat, and it was about the antics of the cats and dogs in his house. And of course, they could all talk because he was actually dubbing the voices in and filming up and doing some really, really interesting and funny videos. Like if you haven't seen it, I still recommend it, even though what's happened. About the middle of April of this year, 2020, Steve Cash took his life. And of course, he's now left his wife and kids and that behind. Now, Steve was pretty upfront about the fact that he was bipolar. And, people with that illness have a tendency to have really big highs and lows through their life. And I know there's medical treatments for that. Some choose not to. Some, the drugs that affect that sort of stuff can sometimes change the person you are. So a lot of times people don't do that. Some they just deal with it, and some people actually turn it into a positive. And I thought Steve was doing really good. He was also a musician. So he had played in a band, and he actually had cut a few CDs. I hadn't listened to them, but it was just something interesting that this guy was producing these great videos. And if you have anybody who's got cats or pets or whatever like that, and if you watch some of his videos of Sylvester, the main cat in the story, to try to get a cat to do stuff, and that's impossible. And the fact that he would sit there and film, I'm going to say probably thousands of hours of footage of the cats to try to get them to do what was required. So then he would then take these things and edit them and dub them and just put it all together. And it was just magnificent video. I really enjoyed it, and it's just so sad, So like the issues with bipolar is a big enough problem, and he's also a musician, and he's not like a J-Lo sort of thing. He's just like the guy who loves music with a passion, and he performs at venues. I don't know how big of a touring thing he did, but with this COVID-19 thing, everything being shut down, I don't know what sort of pressure he must have been under, because at the best of times, musicians, it's hand to mouth as far as finances go, and not being able to work for a couple weeks or a couple months and whatnot just might have been too much. Like, I don't know what demons he was fighting, and I've known people, not directly related to me, but I've known people who have taken that path as well. It's a troubling world we live in, and there's people with problems, and it's unfortunately for Steve's family and friends that this has happened. So it's kind of a downer video, but I just thought I'd mention it because I'd done a video talking up about how great his channel was. Now right now his channel is still online, and all I can say is that if you can find out more about him. I'll put a few links in the video here about the message from his wife and whatnot, so you can sort of see what happened, get a rough idea of what was going on and whatnot. But I'll put a link in with a message from his wife and maybe a couple other people who posted videos with a little more detail. But it's just one of those sad things we don't want to see happen. So all I can say about this is, if you have anybody in the same sort of situation, reach out to them if you know them. And if you're in that sort of situation, there are places and people you can call. you know, you should do that before you make that one final choice.